StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2, StarLeague, GSL. This is the closest he's ever been, and now he's on his last life. He loses just one more set. Solar advances to face against Dark again in another ZBZ.
Yeah, and stats, we've summed it up very well. He wants this so bad. He needs 2 wins in a row. It's got to be on Laralac Crest and then Ulrena for game number 7. I think we will see a game number 7. That's my prediction, Wolf. And this could get really close, really fast here. Let's jump into game number 6 now on Laralac Crest for Stats versus Solar. Laralac Crest, the map for game number 6. It's a very close series. Down in the bottom right in the red, it is Stats.
And up to the top left in blue, it is his opponent Solar on match point. I swear the cheers get louder every time. He's drinking that green Baneling juice.
That is what it looks like, isn't it?
It's got to be. He's infested.
It did say green on it, so that much we know.
Yep.
They wouldn't use that kind of green for green tea. It would be a different green.
Yeah, it's clearly
there's
for
different
Banelings.
words for different types of green.
Yeah.
Or rather, I don't know. It's not really a type of green. It's not like a different shade of green. It's just they use different words for green in different situations.
Yeah.
In Korea.
Oh.
So that's not the one for green tea, so I don't think it's green tea.
Now I'm like really, I can't even remember, was it Toro that it had on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
see, I don't even,
it has to be Baneling juice. That's the conclusion that
Yeah.
we're coming to. Green Baneling juice.
Korean viewers out there, like, they know what we're talking about. Alright, so this is the epic music when it's game 6. Every time this music plays, I have to point it out. We're setting the stage here, okay? Again, a scout from Stats. He sees it's gas before pool after double hatch before pool. He knows that an aggressive strategy might work out here, but it didn't work out for him last time.
Yeah, and especially in these positions, cross-position Laralac, it's like,
not really going to work out.
You get a nice fast third base as the Protoss. I think he just wants to play his safe standard game once again.
I think he's going to use this one gateway adept for scout, and then he's going to try to take a faster third base with a Stargate to pressure with.
So does Solar go for the same style on this map? We were talking about aggression on this map will be a bit harder with the Banelings. You know, first you have to break down the back rocks, then you have to go through that very small choke where the rocks once were. Trying to get it up the natural expansion is very hard with the wall already there. We saw how that worked on Dust Towers. Spoiler, it didn't work. Stats was able to defend very nicely there with the Storm, which he bought enough time for. So I wonder if Solar's just going to play for the late game. You know, he's going for a very macro-oriented style to start off. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's just like, okay, you know, let me kind of sit back, get my tech up, because I have so much space on this map.
He is up and at match point. I think that Solar's the type of player who's played in so many best of 7s. So many online tournaments he's won. The finals is best of 7. I think he knows that he has the opportunity to do another cheese or all-in or aggressive type of push to win this game and just get out and thinking to himself, like, well, if I do that, I get to game 7. But this isn't the map for that, I think. Kind of echoing what you were saying. So I think
positions, too, it's like,
Yeah, so especially the positions, more so than the map, I guess. But at this distance, I don't think that's the right choice, and I think you're spot on the money. I think playing the macro game is kind of the way to go about it. Stats is going to be looking for that as well, though. Taking a 4th base on this map for the Frost is not too tough. In fact, the 3rd base that you take, there's one entrance only by ground, and versus this melee-heavy style from Solar, we're seeing with these ground units, these Banelings and Speedlings, and of course the Hydras, but still the ground-based army, the melee-based army, is going to have a harder time if he walls this off, as he's already setting up a pylon there. It's just a lot tougher to hit that base because you can't come from 2 sides. It's a lot harder to hide your lings and come in as a surprise.
Yeah.
Quick lair here.
Yeah, I mean, he's made 8 lings in total, and that's about it. Since then, he's been droning hard. He's up to 52. Just made 2 of them into buildings, and then got 2 more drones. I'm like commentating the worker count there up in the top right. But yeah, the point is he's really pumping out those workers.
He is.
He is going really heavy on the macro, on the economy here. And of course, when you see a Protoss go for a Phoenix build on this map, too, you know that no other pressure outside of the Phoenix is going to come for a very long time. So you can just do this while teching up. It looks greedy, but it's the right response to what the Protoss is doing.
And he has links out on the map to verify that no adepts are coming with this or anything like that. He knows this is safe. He's not blind droning. All right, +1 attack for ranged. The Hydralisk Den is going to come up here the second that layer is finished. A few drones get caught here, no big deal. 4th base is placed. All the Phoenixes are away. There's that Hydralisk Den I was mentioning. Obviously, the
2 of them.
All right.
Right next to each other.
Interesting choice. But the tech for Stats is in a good place because he, you know, played as a normal kind of path towards his build, whereas of course Solar went more greedy for the economy, so he's not going to have these Hydras out for it's taking him a lot longer.
Do you think this is on purpose, actually, where you get a fast lurker den while upgrading your Hydras?
I think that's
possible. The point. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. This is like the old days where you saw that double roach warren for the double roach timing. So in this case, you just get the lurker tech while getting the upgrade for the Hydras.
So it's basically just a really fast lurker den. Because Hydras, of course, without that upgrade are way worse. They're just almost worthless, especially versus those Immortals in the new expansion. So when you see, when you scout this as Stats, you definitely want to start setting up for dealing with lurkers because they're on the menu. He hasn't seen this yet, though, unfortunately for him. So this is definitely going to be something that catches him a bit off guard. Okay, he's going to get pushed into it, seeing it, though, by these Hydras. Yeah, he sees it now, and he knows what's up. Going to go for a 2 adept drop. Meanwhile, he's doing a lot of damage to the economy, but because Solar is just pressing D, he's playing like Liquid Ret right now. Even with all these drone kills, he's still at 82, 83 on 4 bases.
It's getting to the point where it's like almost too much. I think this is a nice number, but if he makes more, I'll be like, I don't know, Solar, about this.
He's lost like 16 drones this game or so, just looking at the computer. So I mean, definitely a lot of damage done, but still. Great economy. High Templar on the way, and that's going to be one of the answers to this. Stats is continuing pumping out those Immortals. He has charge coming up quickly. +2 is also up very early. So this is definitely a comp that he can deal with, and he in fact did deal with in one of the games earlier in this series. He's had more trouble, frankly, with the Banelings than actually dealing with the Hydra and the Lurker comps.
So we have Storm on the way now, but these very fast lurkers are already being morphed, 7 of them at a time. And I mean, he's got all the tools he wants. I suppose he could go up to Hive here in a bit. Only has +1 attack for his ground units so far. I may want to commit to getting some more upgrades out. I suppose that's like the only thing, but I think right now he just wants to spend his gas on units.
Yeah,
more and more lurkers being pumped out here.
And they're coming across the map now. Right now, Stats is trying to set up a 4th base, and this is when he's most vulnerable. All these units are out here. The thing is, it's lose-lose in a sense. If he just stays in his base and doesn't make a 4th, he gets further behind, but if he makes a 4th, then his army is vulnerable against these really fast lurkers, and he's letting him get into a perfect position here below the ramp. This is not good for Stats.
Well, this core goes down. It looks like he was microing his Warp Prism at the same time as just clicking back his army. And it worked on Dust Towers, where he just had a Warp Prism out on the map and just stayed on 3 bases for a longer time.
There's a lot of Hydras back here this time, which means he can kill these units really easily. Not going to kill the Warp Prism, forcing some units off.
The lurkers are all alone at the bottom of the ramp. I suppose Stats doesn't know about that, but that would be a nice catch if he wanted to go for that. There's no support for them.
He just got his first Observer, so there's no way for him to know. He just got that out, and he's got a second one on the way being chronoed, so he wants to have this vision control, but had he known, that would have been a huge opportunity for sure. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Storm is done. Looks like he's only got 3 High Templar. Yeah, he's got 3. May want to make some more. It looks like he's committing more to the Immortals.
Yeah.
He has 7 already. He's making 2 at a time.
Oh, he's going to try to hit this army. It's coming down the ramp.
Oh, the lurkers are coming out front.
Boot command, yeah. He needs to be careful with those. Now he's spreading them and splitting them. A big reveal on them. Storm is ready, as you mentioned. Good hold position on those Zealots this time. Not going to throw those away.
Yeah, Stats wants this so badly. He has to have perfect control to fight against this army. It looks like he's going to commit now. There are the Storms blanketing all the Lurkers in the back here, but the Zealots all get crushed.
He needs more, he needs more support for these Immortals. He's allowing these Lurkers to actually push forward. And he has more Storms here. He needs to use them.
Needs the Storms. He's going to take it slow once again. He's warping in to bring back the army. Again, that's so many Zealots. And the Hydra's fighting alone. They're not going to do a good job against all those Immortals and the Storms.
Yeah. He's going to finally clear up these Spine Crawlers, which means these Zealots can start to get to the meat of this army. So reinforcements are cut off here, which gives Stats more time. But don't forget, Stats is again still stuck on 3 bases. He doesn't have that 4th Nexus up.
But this move, it does grant him another opportunity to go for that 4th.
Yeah,
he has kind of held here. Look at his bank. He needs to spend some of that.
Yeah. He needs that 4th base, and he will finally get it. And a 5th base comes up here for Solar. Meanwhile, 6 more High Templar was that bank you were talking about. He's going to have so many Storms, almost too many. The Warp Prism goes down, though, so that's a bit unfortunate. Uh-oh, here come the Lurkers, though, but there's Storms already on top of them. This was a wasteful move for Solar.
Yeah, this is what he did last time. He cannot have those Lurkers just burrow too close to the Protoss army. At this point, Stats could just fight this.
He looks like he might.
He's going to lift the Lurker here. There's a couple on the left, but he's basically only fighting Hydras here.
There's a bunch of Lurker eggs in this fight as well that are not going to be useful. He's just going to kill those for free, and Stats is going to push forward here. Archons are dying, but there's so many Immortals here, and this is the bulk of Solar's army right now. He's losing so much money in this supply, and he doesn't have a bank, and Stats does.
Yeah, and look at this. Only 1 Lurker left over from that fight. I think Stats could end the game right here. He's got another Warp Prism.
Yes, he does.
He's got 10 Immortals and 5 Archons. If you do not have Lurkers to deal with this, he's only morphing 2.
And 1 got canceled.
Like game 1.
Yeah.
This looks a lot like game 1.
It really, really does, and all these Immortals are still uncontested here. +2 is about to finish here for Solar, but it may be too little too late.
Really nice concave for Solar, but it just doesn't look like it's enough units. Up on the high ground, shilling those Immortals, but the Immortals are too tanky and doing too much damage.
It looks like we're going to get that Game 7 that you predicted, Valdez. Here comes the push up the ramp. Reinforcements are getting cut to pieces, and he still has a ton of bank. GG! Stats! Bringing us to Arena. We're going to Game 7. This tournament has not disappointed.
All of these best of 7s have been a roller coaster, and Stats, we said it before, he wants it so bad. He played that map so perfectly. The control, dealing with the Lurker attack there at that 4th base was just so smart, using that Warp Prism to constantly pull the army back and just buying enough time to eventually get that 4th base. And a couple of control mistakes, once again, looking like game number 1 from Solar, and even game number 2, where he just gets out of position and he loses too many units and then decides to take the fight because he has to.
I feel like he could have played that a lot more patiently. He had control of the map for so long. He delayed the 4th base for so long. He had a 5th base. He had adequate defenses prepared for the Zealot drops and the Adept Warpins and things of that nature. He had Spine Crawlers up. He left enough Hydras at home. I feel like he did panic a little bit, I feel like he could have maybe tried to even go up to Hive Tech and just slowly play that game out, but that's not how that's not how this matchup is being played right now. It's like kill the 4th or be killed by 15 plus Immortals. So there is no Hive Tech in this matchup right now, and most of the time.
Yeah, I mean we've seen some Zergs try to work it out, and we were talking about the position on that map specifically, how I thought it was going to get there. But as you were saying, Solar just wants to play that style. And had he controlled it just slightly better, it may have even worked. He had a huge number of Lurkers very fast out on that map and had a massive economy. And if he just didn't try to force it there at a couple of those fights, a couple of those moments, I think he definitely could have had a better chance. But now we're going to Arena, game number 7.
A lot of discussion with Stats here in this 7th game.
Yeah, he's not even in the lobby yet.
Yeah.
He's really discussing this one before going into it. This is, if you win this, you go to the finals against Dark. This is a huge thing.
This is everything. Thousands and thousands of dollars difference in prize pool as well for the finalists versus the semifinalists. So there's so much on the line here.
Yeah, and even more so than that, we've said it before, Stats, he hasn't had it in 8 years. He wants to get there and try his luck at getting a championship finally.
And by the way, guys, we mentioned this last week. The announcement didn't come out, but there will be a big announcement about the grand finals in this broadcast after this best of 7 is over. So please do tell your friends to tune in. You know, if you don't care about the announcement, fine. This is one of the best series we've had in this tournament, so people need to tune in anyways to get people informed about this. Okay, reach out.